Meantime, the other big story of the morning, maybe of the week, we'll see. OpenAI making a deal with AMD on data centers that's going to run on AMD processors. The stock is up big this morning. Of course, this comes 2 weeks after NVIDIA made a massive deal with OpenAI. Jim Cramer, who, of course, has been following the AI story at NVIDIA specifically for so very long, is at the New York Stock Exchange ahead of his interview with AMD CEO Lisa Su and Greg Brockman, president of OpenAI. I want to get your thoughts on all of this, Jim.
Well, look, I think that we had a great interview just last week with Sam Altman and with Jensen Huang, with John Ford, and it did seem like there were a lot of people who felt, wait a second, NVIDIA's given a lot of money to them, and then NVIDIA's going to get the orders. But, of course, now this eliminates that ridiculous theory that we had to deal with all last week. I think it says that the total addressable market is much bigger than people say. They need look, Sam Altman must think they need every single chip out there in a way to be able to block everybody else. It does say to me that this is going to be a much larger market. We should stop worrying about China. We should start thinking about the ultimate size of what's developing here.
That may very well be. The question is where you think all of this money ultimately comes from. You know, we talked about this idea of vendor financing last week, and there were some people who sort of poo-pooed that. Then you start to look at this kind of deal today, and you start to say to yourself, okay, maybe this is a vendor financing situation, just sort of uniquely so, where you have one competitor financing another.
Well, I think they're going to say today when we interview them that that's just poppycock, that the real issue is they're going to make a fortune. And they have enough money to pay for it. I know nobody really believes that. That's where I'm coming out. Again, I think that the skepticism here is running so thick that the people who are betting against this or think that it isn't real or think that it's one or the other, zero sum, and thinking that Sam Altman doesn't have the money, these people are just going to be left behind. These are people who are perma-bears who don't realize it's an industrial revolution. I know that I'm a minority of one on this other than Jensen, but last night, when you talk to Lisa Su, you don't feel it's just going to be Lisa Su, me, Jensen, and Sam Altman. And we got to stop it with the negativity on this thing. This thing is huge.
But where does the cash come from? Because if you do look at the financials, to the extent we have any, of OpenAI, they don't have the amount of money that they are committing effectively to buy all of these chips. It just doesn't exist yet.
But you take a look at the time frame of this 5-year deal, and you have to bet that they will have the money. The vendor fans, look, everyone's fascinated by Nortel. People got to go back to what happened in Nortel. The people who are fascinated by it, they're children. They weren't there. They didn't live it. We were at the meeting when Nortel dropped the bomb. Can we stop that already? This is huge. And it has to do with the fact that this is going to be big and that OpenAI is going to have the money. Why? Because of the business they're going to do, because I believe in the 2028, 2029 theory. Lisa Su's been saying that this is going to happen. I think the question is how much more powerful, yes or no, the MI450 that Lisa has versus what Jensen has with the Vera Rubin. That's what we should be talking about. And I think that there's enough look, I think OpenAI feels this is they must win. And everybody else says they must win, too. I'm just asking for a little less skepticism, Andrew, a little less skepticism and a little more belief that these people know what the heck they're doing.
Jim, we look forward to your conversation. This can happen just a little bit later.
By the way, Cramer, what a bailout. I mean, holy cow, are they terrible. Good luck.
We will talk to Comerica as well.
Tell them I said hi.
And the Fifth Third, folks, in just a little bit. But AMD's Lisa Su and Greg Brockman will be on Squawk on the Street. That's at 9:30 Eastern Time this morning.